Okay, welcome back, Lions fans, to the gym here on January 12th, 2021, as it's the guys' turn to host the Mustangs of Valley Heights High School out of Blue Rapids. Tonight, the Valley Heights boys are 2 wins, 2 losses on the season. They lost to Riley County and Marysville and have beat Republic County and Troy, Nebraska. They are averaging 43.8 points a game and averaging giving up 45, so they're down 1.2 points. The Lions are 5 wins and 1 loss. We're averaging 60.17 points and giving up an average of 43.5. The Lions coming off a very close, stinging defeat to Southeast of Saline, 58-55 last Friday night. This is the 4th game of the series dating back to 1973. Minneapolis leads it 2 wins to 1. Here in Minneapolis, 1 win to 0. Last year at Valley Heights, we won by 21 points. And I remember being, even though we were 20-point victors, I remember it being a hard-fought win up there. The Mustangs didn't give us much slack.
Well, Mustangs, they've got like 14 on the roster or so, but they've only got 8 suited up. So, actually 12 on the roster, but still, only 8 suited up. I'm not sure what the reason is on that, but they've got a 6'5" guy on the list, but he is not out there tonight.
I don't see the big guy. That's got to be a benefit to us because he's a good player. So, the last 2 years I've seen him play as a freshman and sophomore.
So we'll see how the Lions react to, like you said, a tough loss the other night against a solid Southeast team, and we come up short. We'll see how they react back tonight here against Valley Heights. We're going to have the national anthem here in just a second, I believe.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so we will go ahead and rise for that.
So. As we hear our Star Spangled Banner performed by the Minneapolis High School Band.
Good job, band.
It is nice to hear the band back up and going. We haven't seen a band up. Last week was the first time at Southeast. And has our band played yet?
This is the first time.
So Minneapolis and Valley Heights getting ready to go. We will have the starting lineups here in just a second. Valley Heights in their purple road jersey. Minneapolis in their home white. And we got a new starter tonight for us. I'll give that here in a minute, as we will have the starters here in just a second for the squad. So I'll give that here in just a little teaser on the uniforms. So Valley Heights Mustangs, 6-foot senior Cameron Beardsley, a 6-foot senior, number 0.
Senior number 2,
Cade Ziddick, a 5'11 senior. Number 5,
6-foot senior, number 5,
6-foot senior Evan Haynes. Number 10,
6'1"
Caden Parker, 6'1" sophomore, and a junior,
5'10" junior, number
22, Trenton LeCure, a 5'10" junior. For Minneapolis Lions, 6'2" senior, number 3, Nolan White. Number 5, a 5'10" senior, Trent Meckel.
5'10" senior, number 5, Trenton Meckel.
A 5'11" senior, I believe getting his first start tonight, John Nelson. Also from Minneapolis,
John Nelson.
a 6'3" freshman, Mr. Smith, his first varsity start.
6'3" freshman.
And also for Minneapolis, a 6'2" senior, Spencer Davidson. I will give a little plug there. Mr. Smith has done a much better job. Him and Spencer have been able to read each other very well of lately. Spencer has got great eyes anyway and finds the open person so well. And Mr. has done a nice job of receiving as well as passing well.
They've been a nice combo in the low block. They really have.
So
Spencer is still averaging a double-double on the season. I thought I had that written down somewhere, but I don't see what I did with it.
So the Mustangs will have the ball to start here as they're in their purple. Minneapolis in their white as we get ready to go. Looks like Minneapolis will pick up his own man to start this thing off. Ball will go into the hands of. That's interesting. This first play we've seen to wear a mask.
Goodness.
As Parker gets it back over here to Beardsley. Beardsley will drive it over, gets it on the right-hand side to LeCure. LeCure in a low block. And stolen away by Davidson with the basketball. He will drive in, and it's going to be tipped, thrown out of bounds off of Minneapolis back to Valley Heights. That's the first player we've seen this year, and I would say I'm impressed that he can even do it.
Whatever. I don't think I've seen anybody.
I've seen some college players do it, but not very many. So Valley Heights with the basketball and nearly stolen away, kept it alive by Beardsley. Beardsley looks down at the wing as they were working around, stolen away by John Nelson down low. John drives, pulls it back out to Trent Meckel for 3, up and good. Trenton hits a deep 3, and he drops it in. 3-0, Minneapolis with the early lead. Parker with the basketball, back to Beardsley. Beardsley kicks over here on the outside to Ziddick. Ziddick back over to Beardsley. Beardsley looks, has nothing. Beardsley's name, he's got a beard, guys. He's fitting it well. In the low block, pulls it back out. Beardsley for 3, up, and it's off the mark, and that's going to be kept alive, and it'll be off of Valley Heights. It'll be back to Minneapolis. So Minneapolis inbounds, gets it into Meckel as he will bring it down to set it up. Meckel crosses the timeline. Mustangs in the zone. They will kick it out to Minneapolis. Nolan White for 3, up and good. That's a way to break a zone, guys. 6-0 as we hit 2 deep threes. Ball in the hands of Parker and stolen away by Nolan White. Nolan goes right into him, off the glass and good. Nolan so good off the glass and puts it in. His 5th point of the night, 8-0. 6:05 here in the first. Parker with the basketball. Gets it back over here to Beardsley. Beardsley here on the left-hand side. He'll drive in. Good hands by John Nelson. Shot in the paint. Up, no good. Rebounded by Minneapolis. Back to Mr. Smith. Mr. goes in. Up and good. Mr. takes it all the way in. Puts it off. Just not off the glass, but puts it in nicely. 10-0 here. Minneapolis with the lead. 5:34. and good to steal in the paint, and there's going to be a tie-up. Nice job by both Mr. Smith as well as Spencer Davidson and number 5, Haynes for Valley Heights. Minneapolis gets a couple subs in as Brody Vance and Riker Nelson step in for Mr. Smith and John Nelson. So inbounds goes to Beardsley. Beardsley out guarded tightly there by Spencer, and no good. Rebounded by Minneapolis. John Nolan White back up to Riker Nelson. Riker with the basketball. Picks up his dribble and has it tipped away, and he'll take it back in. Down low to Spencer, up and off the glass, and good. Nice job by both Riker Nelson and Spencer Davidson. 12-0 Minneapolis with the lead. 4:58 left to go here in the first quarter. Riker with some great defense at the top. They get it over to Beardsley. Beardsley, high screen, pulls it back down, picks up his dribble, gets it over here to the left-hand side. He'll drive in, the clear. So they will work it back in the hands of Haynes. Haynes with the basketball on the outside, guarded by Meckel. Back to Beardsley as they try to slow it down. And there's going to be a close. These watches should have been 5 seconds. Should be 5 seconds. Should be 5 seconds. Thank you very much. I had 7 seconds on that 5 seconds, and they finally call it. I know I saw the hand go, and he switched once, and he still was counting. So I was like, okay, buddy. I sometimes struggle with my counting there, Dale, but I was thinking I was watching them pretty close.
30-second timeout by the Mustangs of Valley Heights. We'll be right back.
No, you can see me laughing. Welcome back to Minneapolis as Minneapolis has the ball and the lead. Deep three by Trent Meckel, up and good. As he hits an NBA three out there, 15-0 here. As we've gotten a nice start here at the 4:08 mark. Ball back on the outside. It gets in the hands of Zidek. Zidek guarded tightly there. They pull it out. They work around on the outside to Parker. Parker for Valley Heights. Back to Haynes. Haynes or to Beardsley. Beardsley picked up by Spencer Davidson here on the outside. And he will work the ball around.
Minneapolis has won 2 in a row over Valley Heights.
And there's another close 5. No, switch his hands on that. Yep. Short off the mark, rebounded by Nolan White. Nolan back the other direction. Up to Trent Meckel. Trent. And he'll take a deep three from the other direction off the mark and rebounded by Parker. Parker picks up his dribble, and that's going to be a foul on Brody Vance. Brody knew it, and so did everyone else. As he just, good hustle there, but just goes over the top of him. First team foul by the Lions. First foul of the night. Ball goes back in the hands of Parker. Parker, back it goes over the outside to Zidek. Zidek has the cure in the paint. No good, and rebounded by Spencer Davidson. Spencer's got somebody behind him, back to Riker Nelson. Riker back to Trent Meckel, back to Nolan White for 3. Up and good. Nolan hits a 3 from the other side, so both the guards got 2 threes between them. As they've got can't even count. 12 of the 18 points. Actually more than that. 14 of the 18 points. So fouls going to be on the floor. Should be Valley Heights basketball. Also checking in back for the Minneapolis is John Nelson, Mr. Smith, and also for the first time is Daniel Watson. So checking out will be Spencer Davidson, Nolan White, and Trent Meckel. And Mr. Smith gets a steal, goes up in the air. Can't get it, Brody Vance. Rebounded, gets it back out to Mr. Smith on the outside. Brody in the paint. And there's going to be a foul down low. Wow, Mr. Witt up in the air on that one, guys. So, ball, Zidek was called with a foul for Valley Heights. Riker Nelson in the Brody Vance. And kept it alive, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds. Nice job by Daniel Watson to keep it alive. John Nelson has it tipped out of bounds. And Daniel come right back out, and so does Riker. So Daniel probably still trying to get a little, get his basketball legs under him. Nolan White for three, no good. And good hustle by Valley Heights to get the rebound. They've got numbers. And they will take it all in. Beardsley goes all the way in. And that will be a foul, I believe, on Meckel. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Parker to inbounds. Beardsley on the outside. Back to Zidek. Haynes. Back in the hands, it goes to Parker. Parker works the ball around. Will drive in. Off the last, no good. Rebounded by Mr. Smith. And tries to throw one up. We turn the ball over back the other direction. 3-point shot is up. No good. Rebounded by. Good hustle. Ball's on the ground. Back in the hands of Minneapolis. A lot of people laying on the ground on that one, guys. So working around. 3-point shot by Spencer Davidson. Spencer hits a three. Everyone wants to get in the 3-point ball game tonight. 21-0 Minneapolis. 1:21 here in the first quarter. Ball crosses timeline into the hands and a reach in. Yeah, John whistled with the reach in. So that will be the first foul on Nelson, fourth team foul. And they get ready to inbounds. They get it into McCure. Shot in the lane, up and good. Their first points of the night by Beardsley as they get on the boards. John in the paint, no good. And rebounded by the Mustangs. Mustangs back on the outside. Near the Storm. Ball into the hands of Haynes, and that one was stolen away by Nelson. Back to Spencer in the paint, up and can't get it. John gets the rebound and puts it in. Nice job by Spencer and John Nelson. 23-2, 31 seconds in the first. So good job by Nelson right there, as well as Spencer. Almost gets a steal right there as Beardsley will go all the way in. Can't get it, but the putback is no good. Rebounded by John Nelson with 14 seconds left. Minneapolis has numbers back to Spencer, back to Nolan. Nolan back to Trent Meckel for three. Can't get it. Rebounded by Haynes back the other direction. They will take a deep three, and it's off the mark. But at the end of the first quarter, Minneapolis with a substantial lead, 23-2 here in Minneapolis, as the Lions come out on fire with 5 3-pointers that I know of. We'll take a real quick break, and we'll hear a word from our sponsors. Thank you.
Minneapolis home that first quarter.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Minneapolis High School. Guys, I bet you if they had a JV game, it was only 2 quarters because there's no way that they don't have the numbers. So.
No, they don't. I'm also wondering, Dale, you said that the 6'5" kid was pretty potent. I wonder, if he's out, they're probably really struggling. He has to make up for his absence.
Inlet pass to Dylan Cozart, and he gets his first points of the night as they drop it down low as Dylan drops one in. 25-2. And there's going to be a turnover. That's one thing. Minneapolis runs the ball and pushes the ball so well. These guys are going to get winded. So far, they've only gone 5 deep. Their starting 5 has been out there the entire time. They've got a freshman on the bench as well as another junior, and I don't know what the other age is out there, but they only got 3 on the bench. Cozart in the paint up, and he'll get fouled, and he will go to the line to shoot 2. Nice inlet pass. Much better footwork by Dylan tonight, though, right, Dale?
I agree with you.
He got fouled on the way up.
That's probably, if there's any weakness in his game right now, that's been it.
Shot is up and good. Nice job by Dylan. Yeah, I would say that's the best footwork I've seen to date. He did a nice job in the paint right there.
Thank God you're his parent.
Second shot is coming. Shot is up, and it is short and rebounded by Valley Heights.
Second free throw short. 26.
Parker with the basketball as they will bring it down to set it up.
20 to go in the second quarter. Valley Heights
Parker looks at it across. Nope, has nothing. Pulls it back down. They were working around. Gets it into Zidek. And so shot is in the lane. Up and good. No, in and out. Wow. Rebounded by Meckel. Meckel back to Nolan White. Nolan's quick shot up and good. Nolan with a nice little shot. A great shot there as he gets his 10th point of the night to lead the scores for the Lions. 28-2, Minneapolis with the lead, 6:42. Riker Nelson with a good defense right there. Picked up by Parker. Parker gets it across over to LeCure. LeCure in the paint, pulls him back out. They will take the deep shot up and good by Haynes as Haynes drops the 3 here from the left-hand side. Riker Nelson back from Minneapolis into Cozart. Cozart, and they will tie it up. It'll go back to Valley Heights.
A tie-up is called in the arrow.
Checking in for Minneapolis will be Mr. Smith as well as Spencer Davidson as Brody Vance and Dylan Cozart come out. The blessings of having a deep bench, Dale. Makes it nice. So, 28-5, Lions with the lead, 6:13. Ball in the hands of Parker. Parker crosses the timeline. Good backdoor pass and can't get the finish, but a great backdoor and just misses the wide open layup. Ball, Nolan White back to Riker Nelson. Riker back to Spencer Davidson for 3. Off the mark. And pulls it back into the hands of Valley Heights. So, and that's going to be a turnover. Nope. Yeah, it is a turnover.
Was not tipped.
Checking in for the first time for Valley Heights is Luke Zimmerman, a 5'9" freshman, checks in for Valley Heights.
Their intended recipient was looking the other way.
So, Meckel with the basketball, crosses the timeline, gets it into Spencer Davidson in the paint, and rebounded by Valley Heights. 28-5, 5:22 left to go here in the first half. Shot and lays it in, and the bucket is good as Beardsley goes right through the paint. Bucket is good. Foul's called on Meckel, I believe. So, second team foul.
They had to cut their season short at playoff time because of COVID.
So Beardsley.
So they would have had a deep playoff run.
At the line here.
That's a shame, but Beardsley.
Shot is up and gets the 3-point play. Checking in is John Nelson.
6-0 run here by the Mustangs.
Steady themselves a little bit offensively.
in the second quarter.
Nelson checks back into the Minneapolis lineup.
So John Meckel comes out with 2 fouls. John steps in. No, good hustle there by Parker. Back to Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith back to Nolan White for 3. And he hits another 3-pointer. Nolan going off tonight for his 13th point as he hits another 3 from the outside. Ball in the paint, up and good by LeCure, 31-8. John Nelson back to Spencer Davidson. Spencer Davidson on the left-hand side. Back to Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith into Spencer Davidson, up and good. Off the glass and good as Spencer hits the ground as well as Haynes. But the bucket is good, 33-10. Across the timeline in the hands of Beardsley. Beardsley back to Zidek, and then stolen away by Riker Nelson, and then he will get fouled. Nice job by Riker as he gets that hands in there. We talked about handing that ball right there. Riker does a nice job of reaching in and just grabbing it away. 4-12 here in the second quarter, 33-10. And Trent Meckel checks back in for Nelson. Spencer was open on the outside, pulls it back, gets it to John Nelson. John into Spencer, back out to Nolan for 3. Mr. Smith with the rebound, up and good. Nice job by Mr. as he gets the rebound and the putback, 35-10. Mr. having a nice night with 4 points. Ball swings all the way over the outside to Zimmerman for 3. Rebounded by Spencer Davidson after the air ball. Back it goes. Spencer brings the ball down to set it up. Trent Meckel. Trent drives all the way in and good as he goes through the traffic nicely with his hands. Lays it in nicely. 37-10. 3:16 here in the second quarter. Parker with the basketball. Parker on the outside. He's picked up by Meckel. Swing pass over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman as they work it around. Gets it down low. Tipped out of bounds off of Meckel. It will stay with I can't even talk, with Valley Heights. So quick shot in the paint, no good. Rebounded by John Nelson. Back it goes the other direction. Spencer Davidson in the paint, up and good. Nice job by Spencer. Spencer, I think there's no way he's going to get a shot off, and he still somehow managed to get that ball up and in. Nice job by Spencer.
Pretty hard to deny.
Yeah, soft hands, good ball movement. Rebounded by Spencer the other direction after the miss by Haynes. Back to Spencer, and they're going to whistle him with a travel. 39-10, 2:25. Checking back in is Minneapolis Daniel Watson. Also checking in is Cade Zidek. So John Nelson will come out. So on the floor is Watson as well as Vance. Davidson, White, and Riker Nelson. Swing pass all the way over to Beardsley. Off the mark and rebound in the lane. Up and good is the cure as he gets the bucket in the paint. 39-12. Riker Nelson to Brody Vance, and Brody can't get it, but nice job by Daniel Watson that gets the ball stripped away at the last second. And the steal by Watson. Daniel gets a steal. Back it goes to Nolan White. And there's going to be a foul. Foul is on Parker, Caden Parker, his first. Minneapolis to inbounds, 39-12. They will work it around. And that's going to be a second one, quick one. on Parker. And getting ready to check in will be Zimmerman for Valley Heights.
Zimmerman returns to the left side.
And Parker will take a breather. 1:38 left to go in the first half, 39-12. Ball goes into Brody Vance. And Brody it will stay with Minneapolis. 3 bodies on the ground over there. I didn't see who.
A lot of bodies on the ground and a lot of contact, but let them play on, I guess.
Daniel Watson, back to Nelson, back to Nolan White for 3. Spencer gets a rebound up and good. Spencer with a quiet 11 points as he gets a nice rebound and putback.
Yeah, Spencer really worked, had really great position that time for that offensive rebound.
So Beardsley with a nice drive in the lane, but he was fouled beforehand. And checking in will be Mr. Smith for Brody Vance. 41-12, 1:12 left. And rebounded by Mr. Smith. Up to Spencer Davidson. Oh, good hands by Beardsley. That was a heck of a steal. So
Spencer Davidson gives up the foul to
He'll head to the line for 2 free throws as Spencer Davidson
try to get
the
keep the basket from happening.
So at the line will be Beardsley for a chance for 2 here. Shot is up and good as he puts it in. These guys are pretty athletic. They're just
very few of them, and
yeah, they're just
their height is, we don't know where. He's probably home with health issues.
Second shot is up and good as Beardsley makes them both. He had a heck of a steal. Nolan White, back it goes to Daniel, and inlet pass just off the mark, rebound, stolen away by Valley Heights. Back the other direction it goes. 48 seconds.
Just listening to Jeremy over here a little bit ago, he was talking about in football, their season was cut short due to COVID, that they really had a very solid football team and really got denied going into the playoffs because of COVID.
Okay. Ball goes back to stolen away, and it's going to be a tie. It'll stay in Minneapolis. They're scrappy, 41-14. We do have quite the firepower, but they are scrappy and they are athletic group.
Yeah, very athletic, very quick. Probably pretty obvious by the score that their basketball talent doesn't really quite match up to the Flyers, but at the same time a very scrappy bench.
Yeah. Ball goes back to Spencer Davidson. Spencer back to Riker Nelson. Riker into Mr. Smith in the paint. Shot is up and good. Mister with a nice little baby hook in the paint. Got a nice soft touch. 5 seconds left. 43-14. They will take the deep 3. It's up and it's no good. So at the half, 43-14 as Minneapolis outscores them in the second quarter as well. Increasing that lead by 43-14. We will take a break and get some halftime stats by Dale and listen to a word from our sponsors as the Minneapolis Lions have a nice lead going into halftime, 43-14. back to Minneapolis, Kansas, as the Minneapolis Lions had the lead at the half, 43-14. Minneapolis outscored the Mustangs 23-2 in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter we outscored them 20-12 to give us the lead, 43-14 at the half. So scoring wise for Minneapolis and some comments. I'll turn it over to you, Dale.
Okay, at the half, the Minneapolis leading scorer is Nolan White with 13. Spencer Davidson has 11. Trent Meckel with 8. Mr. Smith with 6. Dylan Cozart with 3. John Nelson with 2. Leading scorer for Valley Heights at the half is Cameron Beardsley with 7. Trent LaCure has 4. And Evan Haynes has 3. We got rebound in that first half, according to my records, 18-9. We had 7 turnovers to their 10. And free throw wise, I am missing 1 out of 2. Excuse me. We were 1 for 3, and they finished the half 3 for 3.
Well, it's been impressive. Coming out with great intensity on both sides, the offense and defense. We attacked right away. I think our first 2 made shots were 3-pointers, one by Meckel and one by White. And the Whites had, 3 of them for the half? Nolan White?
Yes, Nolan has 3, and Trent has 2.
Well, overall, the Lions have 6 for the game. Davidson had 1, I think.
Yes, that is correct.
And our defense has played very well, causing the Mustangs to have, I had that 14 turnovers. Dale might have been a little bit different. Our defensive intensity has been very good also. And as should be with our height advantage, we are owning the board.
Yes. I felt like it was very important that we did come out, and Nolan and Trent got us off to that really hot start with the 3, and then as the half progressed, Spencer got himself involved, and as Scott commented during the play-by-play, just a very quiet 11 points, but a really good start. Again, it's kind of a repeat of the girls' game, off to, except in reverse, of course, with us getting off to the really big lead, and in that second quarter, Valley Heights kind of settled in, and, even though we continued to outscore them, it was not near as bad as that first quarter.
Yeah, it was nice. I hate to see any team go scoreless, so it was nice for them, especially to get some things rolling there in the second quarter, to end up with 12 points to make their total of 14.
Yeah, and as I already mentioned earlier, I'm sure if they are missing their 6'5" post, quite an adjustment for them to come into this game and try to play without him.
I don't know what his stats are. I wasn't able to see any stats on the season, but he was a very effective player his freshman and sophomore year, so I'm sure he would be a force inside now this year also.
Well, and the fact that they went 6 deep, that makes it tough also, especially against a press team like us, not from a defensive standpoint, but from an offense, where we were pushing the ball all the time. You get winded, and then they had a couple of kids that picked up some cheap fouls, and you get in situations like that where you go 6 deep. It's tough. It's tough to compete when we're going 8, 9 deep.
Yeah, you feel very outnumbered if it is. The score to go the way it was, to be out-hyped the way they are, outnumbered the way they are. I think they're doing very good psychologically.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was impressed today. One player for them, that Beardsley kid, he's a senior. He's a point guard. The kid can jump, So, yeah, he's 6 foot, but the kid can get up in the air. He had a steal at half court that was just phenomenal getting up in the air on that. So they've got some athletic kids. They're just not very deep. And I think that, I don't know even if they were deep enough how it would compare, but we do outnumber them from an offensive standpoint as well as a rebounding standpoint. But, hats off to them for even getting back into it in that second quarter. So.
Yep. Zion also, pointed out, they are, I think, extremely athletic, but there's athletic and there's basketball athletic, and as we all know, our guys are very experienced basketball-wise. Really actually very competitive group, and if basketball's not necessarily their forte up there, it just is a huge difference, just in terms of knowing what to do and how to do it.
Yep, absolutely. So good minutes by our bench tonight, and they've done well as well. We talked about Dylan Cozart coming in and really did some nice singing the minutes that he got, and did a nice job with that. But good shooting by the Lions in the first half, and with about a minute 28 before the start of the second half, we'll take a break and hear a word from our sponsors again, and then we'll do that with second half action. You listen to Minneapolis High School basketball on CityLinkTV.com, as well as tape relayed on Eagle Communication Channel 20. We'll be back. Thank you.
Actually, I'm going to overrule you.
I'm good with that.
I want to give a little reminder of the rest of what's going on this week in basketball. Got a little bit looking forward to next week. The Lions girls and guys go to Beloit this Friday, assuming no COVID-19 issues on either side. And then the girls will host Republic County this Saturday at 2 o'clock, followed by the JV game. The Republic County boys are in some COVID-19 protocol issues, so they will not be playing. Tomorrow or Thursday, we ought to be getting the seedings for the Adolph Rupp tournament down at Homestead. Starts up next week, I would expect. In Minneapolis, with will now be a 6-1 record, will be probably at least in the top 3 seeds of that.
Well, let's hope we don't draw. What do we draw? Endo the last 3 years?
Well,
Endo. Yeah.
We played him in the second round last year.
Second round.
That was the first time we've ever played him.
Okay, I was going to say. Okay, we're back to the start of this game. Valley Heights with the basketball as they cross the timeline in hands of Parker. Parker quickly double teamed out of the top, and back over goes to Ziddick. Ziddick will drive, pulls it down, and he's trapped down low, and then stolen away by Trent Meckel. Up high goes to John Nelson. John up and good with the layup. John with some good speed down there, finishes it with the reverse. 45-14 as Minneapolis gets the first points here in the second half. High screen set. Beardsley with the basketball. Shot in the lane, up, no good. Rebounded by Spencer Davidson. Spencer with the rebound, back up to Mr. Smith. Mr. with the basketball. He'll drive all the way in, and he'll have it tipped out of bounds. Oh! I think he was too fast for him to see that. I'm going to say, So the ball goes out of bounds off Minneapolis, it says, and it'll be Valley Heights basketball. Valley Heights with the ball at the top. Ziddick gets it over to Beardsley. Beardsley guarded by Nolan White. And screen all the way over to Ziddick for 3 off the mark and rebounded by Parker, but then takes it off of his leg out of bounds. Minneapolis basketball. Well, the band is leaving the building, guys. So
one thing that's nice about the new gym is they can walk out without bothering anybody. The old gym, they had to watch what they're doing.
Nolan White into Spencer Davidson from the elbow, up and good. As Spencer drops his first points of the second half, 13 on the night. Him and Nolan White leading scorers for Minneapolis. Back he goes to Ziddick. Ziddick, swing pass all the way over and stolen away by Mr. Smith. Up to John Nelson. John. Oh, yeah, John. So John goes in, tries to fool him, and they just step right in and easily take that charge. as he'll pick up his second personal foul.
Yep. John was definitely a little out of control on that drive and really had nowhere to go.
Good defense by Valley Heights. Back it goes to Minneapolis. Haynes with the basketball. Nolan with a good hustle there. Almost gets the steal at the top. One thing about the Lions, we are so quick, Dale. So quick to go into that ball, whether it be offensively or defense.
Yeah, great anticipation.
You're seeing some effort here from the Mustangs, and you really like, if they're excited.
You coach these boys in junior high. Ball goes on the ground, stays with Valley Heights in the paint, no good. Rebounded by Spencer Davidson. Spencer back up to Nolan White. Nolan pulls it back down. I should say you coach these seniors. And did you have the juniors as well?
I did for just the 1 year as seventh graders.
Yeah. I knew that right in there, my Jonah's senior year and these boys, Jonah's 8th grade year and these boys' 7th grade year. And there's just a great wealth of basketball knowledge in these seniors. Juniors as well. So
yeah, both those two classes are both very, very, very solid.
Ball, Zimmerman drives the lane up and no good. Rebounded by Trent Meckel. Back goes the other direction. Nolan White takes a quick shot up and good. Nolan with a nice little 15 footer. Drops it in for the bucket. Nolan with a nice night tonight. Brody with some good hands right there. They go down low. Valley Heights kicks it back out to the top in the hands of Parker. Parker, back it goes to Ziddick. Ziddick here on the left-hand side. Pulls it back. Checked in for the second half is Brody Vance as Riker Nelson. Ziddick with the ball. Gets it back to Parker. Parker guarded by Nelson. 3-second violation going to be called on Valley Heights, and that will be back to Minneapolis. So, ball goes into the hands of Nelson. Back to Trent Meckel for three. No good. Off the mark. Back it goes to Valley Heights. 49-14. Parker and tipped out of bounds, actually carried out of bounds by Trent Meckel as he takes the pass in the gut as he's going out of bounds. 4:29 here in the third quarter. Lions on top, 49-14. Parker to inbounds, gets it into Ziddick. Ziddick guarded by Meckel. Back it goes to Parker at the top to key. Parker guarded tight by Nelson. And Brody Vance going to step out of bounds. Good hustle by Brody, but just had no real estate to work with over there. Checking in is Colby Rice as well as Daniel Watson for Trent Meckel and Nolan White.
They were like Minneapolis. They're a full court press type team.
Ball quickly goes into the hands of LeCure. Ball back out. Good hands by Riker Nelson with the steal. Great anticipation. Good speed by Parker to chase him down and tip it out of bounds. Riker had great anticipation to get the steal.
Yeah, great position and great use of the offhand to get that deflection and steal. But like you said, a good hustle for Valley Heights to recover back.
3-point shot off the mark. Colby Rice.
There's no doubt he can shoot it. Just trying to get his confidence back a little bit here in varsity action.
As Valley Heights.
At least a little.
So.
He's laughing about it a little bit, trying to give himself a hard time.
And Valley Heights has the ball. Parker with the basketball. Gets it over to Beardsley as he checks back in. Beardsley drives in, pulls it back out. Zimmerman with the basketball. Crossover all the way over to Parker for three. Off the mark, rebounded by Spencer Davidson. Spencer comes up. And a little bit out of control there. Back it goes the other direction. Good job by Valley Heights as they run the floor back as LeClure gets his 6th point of the night.
First bucket of the half.
Brody Vance. Back it goes to Spencer Davidson. Spencer in the paint to Daniel Watson. Can't get it. And goes back to Valley Heights. Beardsley back to Haynes. Haynes to the top of the key. Pulls it down, drives in, takes it off. He'll get fouled. It's either on Kobe Rice or Brody Vance. Brody Vance it is. 49-16 here. 3 minutes left to go here in the third quarter.
Second on Minneapolis here in the half.
Shot is up and good by Haynes. Dale, have they missed from the free throw line?
They have not. They are now 4 for 4.
You know, they haven't gone much, but I was thinking they were pretty solid from the line so far. 49-17.
Effort that you wanted to see from Minneapolis tonight as the Lions coming off of its first loss. You never know how your team will respond.
Second free throw.
Veteran, they played a lot of basketball. You didn't expect.
Shot is up, and it is good as he makes them both. Trent Meckel with the basketball up to Nolan White. Nolan back to Trent Meckel. Trent into Daniel Watson. Oh, my goodness. Daniel gets hit hard from behind. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Haynes hits both charity tosses back the other
So
way.
Watson,
What a pass inside by Trent Meckel, a little underhand.
I believe, looking for his first points of the season as his varsity this year. He just played last week for the first time. So shot is up and off the back of the rim. It's got to be frustrating for Daniel. Daniel is a heck of an athlete and just has had some injuries and trying to get back into the basketball rhythm. So second one is up and good. Nice job by Daniel Watson. Gets his first points of the varsity season. 50-18, 2:48 left to go in the third quarter. Beardsley with the basketball. Gets it over to LeCure. LeCure, quick shot up, no good. Rebound by Watson. Watson up to Colby Rice. Colby Rice with the basketball. And that's going to be tipped out of bounds off of purple, I believe. It should be white ball. So. Oh, no, they called off Minneapolis. Okay. I thought that was an obvious call for me.
Just remember what color glasses you wear, Scott.
I know, they're rose. I understand that. So, 3-point shot by Valley Heights, rebounded by Trent Meckel. Back, they've got numbers. Good hustle back. It goes in the hands of Nolan White. Nolan back to Meckel. Meckel into Mr. Smith and a little hard and tipped out of bounds. And that will turn the ball back over. It goes back to Valley Heights. Spencer Davison comes in as Daniel Watson goes out. 50-18. Valley Heights with the basketball. So Beardsley drives, pulls it back down, gets it to Zidek. Zidek in the lane, no good, but this foul's going to be called on Mr. Smith as he's driving. Should be a shooting. And it is foul called on Mr. Smith, and that is his first personal. So
it was definitely third quarter lows against Southeast of Saline.
First shot is up, and it is short rim.
And they missed one.
Yep.
It's hard to focus in these situations as Haynes' first free throw is left short.
Second one coming here. Shot is up and misses them both. Rebounded by Smith. Back up to Spencer Davidson. Spencer back to Colby Rice. Back to Meckel. Down low to Spencer. Back to Nolan White for 3. Up and good. Wow. Nolan having a great night tonight as he gets his 18th point tonight. Is that 4 threes? 4 threes. Nice job by Nolan with a great performance tonight. 53-18. Ball will drive. Great block by Nolan back the other direction. Back to Spencer, Mr. Smith. 3-point shot by Trent Meckel, and he hits it from the other side. 56-18 as Meckel hits one from here, from the left-hand side. Same spot that Nolan was in. So 56-18. Ball drives down low. A three-point shot by Valley Heights off the mark. Rebounded by Spencer Davidson and up to Nolan White. And he thought about trying to go for the dunk. He can get up there, but he just lays it up nicely. So 36 seconds, 58-18. Nolan has 20. Mr. Smith, good hustle down low. Tipped out of bounds off of him. So Corey Rice comes out. And Valley Heights will inbounds and stolen away immediately by Meckel. Meckel back to Nolan, up and good. Nice job by Meckel to see it, knows where his teammate's at, and Nolan puts it in. Shot is up and off the mark, rebounded by Spencer. Back the other direction, 12 seconds, 60-18, and Mr. Smith, and gets it good. Nice job by Davidson to Mr. As Smith puts it in.
Nice lay in there.
3-point shot up off the back of the rim. Wow.
That was almost a wowzer.
So we started out kind of cold there to start the third quarter, but man, did we finish strong as we scored big there in the last 3 minutes. 62-18 as we outscore them by a score of 19-4 in that quarter.
We'll be right back after these words from who our community sponsors are.
Turn the volume up.
I thought we were awfully sloppy at the early part of that quarter, but we really got ourselves back into it.
And back here on 92.7 The New Zoo, all Minneapolis says the Lions lead at 62-18. Going to the fourth and final stanza. So let's take another quick time.
Okay, we should have a running clock for the rest of the game in the fourth quarter.
So on the floor is number 24, Jonathan Lowe, as he checks in for the first time tonight. Dylan Cozart, Brody Vance, Riker Nelson, and Daniel Watson. And I think I said Brody Vance. So back the other direction, 3-point shot by Valley Heights, short rim, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds, and it'll be back to Minneapolis.
So running clock, fourth quarter.
So 62-18. So Nelson with the basketball. Gets it in down to Daniel Watson. Daniel into Brody, up and go. Nice job by Brody. Goes to cut. Just can't get it to fall. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Brody had a really nice cut on that, and Daniel hit him with a good pass. Just couldn't quite get it to go down. But it was a well-executed play.
Brody, first shot is up and can't get it to fall. So
this team is really fun when they can get it going.
Brody shooting 43% on the season.
Valley Heights
shot is up and gets that one to fall as he gets 1 to 2. 63-18. Parker with the basketball. Parker gets it over to Beardsley. Beardsley, nice drive in and goes around Brody Vance, and that's a little bit of a challenge to go around Brody. And Beardsley did a nice job and finishes it nicely. And they steal it back the other direction. And rebounded by Jonathan Lowe, back up to Riker Nelson, and he will get fouled going in. Nice job by Riker. Foul is on number 5, that Evan Haynes, his third personal. 6 minutes to go, 63-20.
now sets us up for a big game on the fly.
Shot is up and good by Riker. Is that his first points of the night, Darren?
That is correct.
he had a good game at Southeast. I think he had 8 points. Had some nice recipients of some good shots, and he's got a nice soft shot, and he gets both of those free throws. Riker, kind of another one of them silent players that does what he's supposed to out there and does them well. Ball swings all the way across. Shot is up and off the mark, rebounded by Lowe. Back it goes, back to Colby Rice. Rice with the basketball. Into Daniel Watson and back to Nelson. Nelson keeps it alive. Has nothing. And there's going to be a foul on Beardsley. And that will stay here.
Just the 4th team foul. He didn't squat with many fouls at all.
Nope. Ball goes into Colby Rice. Nice pass inlet to Dillon. Dillon no good. And that'll be tipped out of bounds. Kicked off of Minneapolis. It'll be Valley Heights basketball.
Down low as the ball's off the side of the backboard and goes out.
4:32 left to go in this ball game. Ball goes over here to Beardsley. Beardsley with a quick shot up and no good. Rebounded by Riker Nelson. Riker back, looks at Daniel, has nothing, pulls it back to set it up. Daniel Watson for 3. He'll take that. Nice job, Daniel Watson, as he hits a nice 3. Good for Daniel as he gets his first field goal of his senior season. Nice job, Daniel. Ball goes back to Valley Heights, 68-20. Parker with the basketball. It's all the way across to Beardsley. Beardsley back to Zidek for 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Lowe. And that's going to be, kept alive by Colby Rice. Colby will take the 3. Can't get it. Picked up back in the hands of Valley Heights. They were working around. Daniel, great hustle. Daniel Watson saved into the hands of Cozart. Back it goes to Colby. Colby back to Lowe. Lowe. They were working around. Back to Nelson. Nelson. Back it goes. They work it down low to Cozart. 3-point shot off the mark by Lowe. Back it goes into the hands of Beardsley. Beardsley's going to take it all the way in. Nice job. Beardsley is by far, I don't know how many points he's got, Dale, but man, he's been probably their most solid ball player.
Yeah, that's his 11th point. He's extremely quick and and uses that to his advantage.
And another fast break layup by Glecure. And Minneapolis is going to just do a substitution as Cozart is going to needs to come out and take a break. So Mr. Smith comes in for him. Nice job by Dylan Cozart, but man, he was running up and down the floor. So 30-second timeout is going to be called by Valley Heights as they will call that timeout. So Dale will just go ahead and keep it here. So.
Well, I don't think I think all our players tonight have seen some time on the court, so that's good.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It is good to see. It's especially when you're going to get into a tougher schedule as we continue to go into. We got Beloit. You can't underestimate Beloit going into Beloit, even though their record's not very good. But, it's at Beloit. We sometimes struggle against the Beloit.
Sometimes?
So that's something you got to look at going in. And you got tournament next week. So this is good experience for these guys to get some good minutes. So.
Beloit coming off of its first win, the Trojans came into tonight at
Colby Rice looks down low to nice drop down pass. Mr. Says by Cozart to bucket will count, but I think that is Beardsley. Yeah, Beardsley goes hard. So Colby will pick up the block there.
If I had my head down, did he score that?
He scored that. Yep, he scored it.
So. I kept looking
I heard him say that. I kept looking for it to go up on the board. It finally did.
Free throws up and good as he gets the old-fashioned three. Gets it up into Jonathan Lowe. Lowe will bring it down. So he move it around. And there's going to be a foul there, yeah. Minute 45.
Valley Heights, as he reaches in and gets called for a foul. Carolyn Green, first-year head coach of Valley Heights, not happy with the call. Minute 30.
It looked like a foul to me.
Yeah, I was going to say it. That was a football play. The ball goes back into the hands. We had a football game at Southeast, guys. Ball, nice pass, great pass and finish as Kozar drops it down low to Mr. Smith, and he finishes nicely. 3-point shot by Valley Heights, back, rebounded by Lowe with a nice high-up rebound by Lowe. Back it goes. Back it goes, Daniel Watson, and can't quite get it. Goes back the other direction. And there's a foul down low. 55 seconds left as the clock continues to run 70-27 as they've actually outscored us this quarter. So. First shot here of the two. Shot is up and good as he makes that one. 70-28. As second one is up and he makes some, misses that one, but a nice rebound by Haynes, and he puts it in. Nice job by Haynes. 70-30. So Daniel pulls it out back to Mr. Smith, back to Colby Rice, and that's going to end it. So 70-30. That's the ball game. So nice job by the Minneapolis Lions to come away with the victory. 40-point win against Valley Heights, 70-30. Valley Heights did outscore us in that quarter, 12-8.
We'll be right back with a wrap-up after we hear who our community sponsors are.
Welcome back to Minneapolis as the Lions come away with a nice victory tonight against Valley Heights Mustangs, 70-30 here at home as the Lions come away with just a nice victory tonight. It was good to see. We talked about it last week. We just had one player in double figures, and if I remember right, it's nice when we get multiples in double figures. It helps us. It does a lot for us. And not just one player's carrying the load. This is the first time in a while that Spencer hasn't hit his average, but still had a quiet night and still had probably 15 points. We'll get that from Dale, but hats off to these boys tonight. Just a nice game for them overall. So.
We started that opening the first quarter 23-2. We outscored them 20-12 the second quarter. in the third stanza, 19-4, and then they, as Scott mentioned earlier, outscored us
Final
12-8 in the final stanza with the running clock. Unofficially, rebounds, I had Minneapolis with 33, Valley Heights with 15, again, which should be no shock because we had a lot more height out there than they did. 16 rebounds in the second half for Minneapolis. 15 of those were defensive boards. Unofficial totals for turnovers, I had Valley Heights with 20, Minneapolis with 16. We actually had more than they did in the second half, 9 compared to their 6. So Minneapolis runs their record now to 6-1. Well, Dale, what do you have for us?
Okay, scoring-wise, Minneapolis was led tonight by Nolan White with 22, 5 of those coming on 15 of those coming on 5 3-pointers. Trent Meckel finished the game with 11. As you also then mentioned, Spencer finished the game with 13. He only had 2 in the second half to go with his 11 in the first half. Mr. Smith finished the game with 10 points. John Nelson had 4, Daniel Watson 4, Dylan Cozart 3, and Brody Vance 1.
So 4 kids in double figures. That's awesome.
Yes,
that is awesome.
That's what you would definitely like to see on any given night. Valley Heights was led by Cameron Beardsley with 15, followed by Evan Haynes with Trenton LaCure with 8, and Evan Haynes had 7. I had them finishing the night 7 out of 10 from the free throw line, and us finishing at 5 out of 8.
Wow, so we weren't bad at the free throw line, especially compared to sometimes.
No. I did. Of course, this is late information, but I was asked. I talked to somebody in front of me from Valley Heights, and I just asked them. They were short on players, and unfortunately, he said they had 4 kids suspended, and 1 quit last week.
So that makes things pretty tough.
Yeah, pretty tough. So, but hats off to them. They for that 6 kids playing. They fought pretty hard, so yeah, nice job by the Lions tonight. Is definitely impressed with how they did. They definitely moved the ball well. I like how well we moved the ball, and I like the fact that we could get 4 kids in double figures. That's going to pay dividends for us down the lines if we can keep. If we have other kids that can step up, that's huge.
Yeah, I thought our ball movement was probably. Of course, I haven't been in person attendance, but from watching us play on TV, it just appeared to me that I thought our ball handling and our ball movement was probably the best I've seen this year. Just very few silly turnovers, trying to make passes that really weren't there. But I thought we removed the ball really well. It was probably one of those stretches that I think at the start of the third quarter where we maybe got just a little bit sloppy again, but we recovered from that. And again, finished the game really, really strong.
Absolutely.
Okay. Time for play of the game and the players of the game. The play of the game, I'm going to go with the opening 2 3-pointers that kind of set the tone of the game. One was by Nolan White, followed up by Trent Meckel to make the score 6-0. Started a 21-0 run before the Valley Heights scored at 1:05 remaining in the quarter. So that's player of the game. Play of the game is sponsored by the River Hill Seed Company. The opening 3-pointers by White and Meckel. And the player of the game, sponsored by the Citizen State Bank and Trust. We'll go with Nolan White, 22 points and 5 3-pointers. It's not near the Minneapolis record for 3-pointers, but it's the most we've seen out of one player this season, and probably the most we've seen out of one player in a little bit, stretching back into the last year. But, so congratulations to Nolan for Player of the Game honors by the Citizen State Bank. Well, with that, we'll sign off for the night. Thanks for listening to us and have us in your home.
Dale Henderson, thanks for being with us tonight, buddy. Nice job. It's always good to have you here. It was nice to get your comments tonight.
Sure, appreciate being here, and thank you guys for asking me to come along.
Well, good night, folks.
Oh.